Here's why processed diet foods like Lean Cuisines and the Paleo diet may not be working for you. And here's what they have in common. The macros, the macronutrients in those products, those processed products, and also the macronutrient balance of what you might be eating on a paleo diet are simply not balanced. And here's the thing. It's really something that I think many of us know instinctively, that certain foods may not be balanced, or you're not getting the results that you really wanted to get, or maybe you are feeling overly full from a paleo diet, you're eating a ton of fat, or maybe you're eating that lean cuisine like I used to with some steamed vegetables on the side type thing, but you're really not satisfied. For those of you who don't know me, I am Stacy Portugal. I'm a weight loss coach, and I help women get off the diet merry-go-round, make some sustainable changes, and get the results they deserve. We sort of tame those cravings, we beat the bloat, and we really, really work on sustainable lifestyle changes. So let's get back to why the macros may not be balanced in your current approach. So let's say that you're eating some processed diet foods. Let's say it's a shake or, lean cuisine like I was mentioning. And when you really look at the nutrition information, what you might notice is that it has about double the amount of carbohydrates that it does protein. Now, in your mind, you might be thinking, what does this matter? But when you're not getting the results that you want, you really have to kind of take a look at, are those macronutrients balanced? It's the thing that I look at a little bit more deeply when I'm working with clients. If they're not getting the results they deserve, there's a reason. And so we tend to take a much closer look. So that might be happening if you are eating processed food, and you might notice that the carbohydrate count is double what the protein count is. And actually, what you should be preferring is the opposite. It should have double the amount of protein that it does carbohydrate. And that is way more likely to get you the results that you deserve. I don't care if it's a processed shake. I don't care if it's some sort of processed dinner or whatever you want. I was actually in the grocery store today and I saw a really interesting item. I don't remember what the brand, it could have been Green Giant, but I'll put it on the Go From Cravings to Control page. But it was mashed cauliflower. It was a processed product, so it did have some ingredients that I don't think are too friendly. But listen, in a pinch, I thought it was really interesting, and I thought that the nutrition label was really nice. I really liked that the carbs were low, that it had a little bit of protein. I couldn't expect too much protein from, mashed cauliflower. But the point of what I'm trying to say is, if you are relying on a processed food to help you lose weight, what you really yes, Jenny, I will show you that product. Yes, for sure. What you really need to do when you're looking at a processed food is you need to make sure that the carbohydrates are more like half the amount of protein. And if it's a naturally low protein food, that's okay. Just make sure the carbs are low. They should be 10 grams or lower. Now, when it comes to a paleo approach, why do you think that people don't always lose weight? I know I went on the Whole30 for a month, and I have to tell you, not only didn't I not lose weight, I even gained a little weight. I'm a little embarrassed to say that. I don't know if I'm the only one. If I'm not the only one, let me know, because that would actually make me feel a little better right now. But it was one of those things that I realized. So you're asking, is it too much protein? That's a really, really good question. It's hard to say because the problem with a general paleo approach is that typically it's for people who are overweight, like myself. And when I went on paleo, I tend to overeat. So whether I was eating too much protein or I was eating too much fat, it was too much. And those macronutrients were out of balance. And the macronutrient that's most likely to be out of balance for a paleo approach is fat. You know, we get really excited when we hear that you can eat fat on a paleo diet. And the problem is that if you eat too much fat, your body does not burn its own fat. So here's a little tiny lesson in macronutrients. When you're eating a lower carb diet, which you might be on a paleo approach, depending on how you're approaching it, there's a gazillion different paleo approaches. But assuming that you're doing a grain-free paleo approach, you might be eating a lower amount of carbs. Maybe not low carb per se, but a lower amount of carbs. However, we all have to make up for calories. We all need a certain amount of calories. So while you might be eating lower carb, what you might notice is that your protein is higher, but more than likely, you also might notice that your fat is higher. Now, when we eat lower carb, what happens in our bodies is our metabolism, instead of using glucose for energy, we begin to use fat for energy. And that's awesome. That's really the idea behind a ketogenic approach. And you don't have to be full-on ketogenic to get the benefits. However, if you eat too much fat, the truth of the matter is your body may not need the fat from your body to burn energy. So if you're eating all your fat, you might just be using the dietary fat for your energy needs as opposed to the adipose tissue, the fat tissue on your body, your own fat cells. And the trick is you want to eat an appropriate amount of fat so that your body needs both. It's going to get some of its energy from dietary fat, and then it's going to need to burn some of its own fat. And that, my friend, is how you change your body composition. That's how you get the results you deserve. So while a paleo approach in theory is something I subscribe to because I'm full on whole foods, you really have to understand and you really need guidance in many cases. I know for someone like me, I needed guidance. So tell me, does a paleo approach alone work for you? Is that something that you've been successful with? I'd love to hear. I know some people are on right now. Tell me, does that work for you? Yes? Okay, good. And have you been able to lose weight with full-on paleo, or do you find that it's not something necessarily that helps you lose weight, but maybe it's giving you some other benefits? I know for when I was eating these Lean Cuisines, my favorite thing would be to have a Lean Cuisine pizza for lunch, and then I would steam some broccoli. And that was sort of my idea to make it more nutritious, which was valid in some ways. The problem was that it was a heavy-duty carb load for me, and it just never helped me. But Shake the Sugar is a full-on paleo approach. That's really what Shake the Sugar is. However, it's a paleo approach that also takes into consideration who you are as a person, and how do we balance your macronutrients. Now, I would really love to just say, hey, this is how you balance your macronutrients. Done. But the truth of the matter is, it's going to be a little different for everybody. And for Shake the Sugar, I'm going to give you all a little bit of a quiz so that I know you just a little better and we can determine the best balance of macronutrients for you. So that is going to be how Shake the Sugar is going to work. It really is a full-on paleo approach because it is for those who want to reduce or eliminate sugar and wheat in their diet. And that pretty much eliminates all of the processed foods. So I think that Shake the Sugar is going to be super fun. And guys, I've got early bird pricing, but actually just for a few more days. So if you know somebody that's interested, have them contact me ASAP. I'm also going to leave a link in the comments of this post for you to learn more about Shake the Sugar. But if you, like, remember back like Snackwells, like we were like munching down cookies and we thought, well, they're low fat or they're no fat, so we won't gain weight. Do we remember that? I mean, I remember that so clearly. And it's just really interesting how far along nutritional research has really come. We really understand now what it takes to lose weight. And with my clients, I don't stop at the calories. I don't stop at, oh, gee, you're this age, so this is how much you should be eating. I don't stop at, this is your activity level. This is what you should be eating. I really try to get to know each client and sort of personalize a program that's just for them. And that's what I'll be doing for Shake the Sugar. So I really hope that you'll join me for Shake the Sugar. The materials go out next week, and I'm really excited because they look fantastic. There are 4 modules of Shake the Sugar. So each week you're going to receive these sort of lessons and videos in your inbox, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm so pumped for Shake the Sugar. And if you have any questions about Shake the Sugar, you can click on the link that I'm going to put right after I'm done with this video. I'll put it in the comments, or you can just Facebook message me. But Shake the Sugar is on early bird special right now, just for a couple of days. All right, so let me sum up what we've talked about today. And this is what things like the paleo approach and processed diet foods and shakes all have in common. They may not be macro balanced. And without getting too sciencey, the bottom line is that when you're looking for a processed food, even if you really want to, if you want a lean cuisine, if that's your jam, go with it. But what I would look for when purchasing processed diet foods is that the carbohydrate grams are about half of the protein grams. That is a really good indicator that it's got a pretty decent macronutrient spread. Fat is a whole nother thing, and we'll definitely save that for another video. And when it comes to the paleo approach is a very valid approach as you're cutting out those processed foods, taking on a whole food diet. That's really the premise of Shake the Sugar. It's for those who choose to reduce or eliminate the sugar and wheat in their diet, which we really take out 90% or more of processed foods. But I take it a step further in Shake the Sugar, and I'm really going to help you balance your macronutrients and get the results that you deserve. Because you know what? I don't know about you, but hell, it's 2017, and I am so ready to get what I deserve, right? And I want you to get what you deserve as well. So I really hope you'll join me for Shake the Sugar. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so I will see you tomorrow, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Have a great Monday night, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.